Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Caravan of Garbage, where we're taking a look at the original 4 Predator movies that happened over decades. Because we're in a new Predator era now.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, very much.
A Predera?
No.
Irator?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So, of course, we have to start with the 1987 classic.
Finally, a movie that people care about. It's been a while, folks. We know. We get it.
No, we looked at Tron.
Come on, man.
Zorro.
Come on, man.
Dick Tracy.
Take a look at this mirror we've put up to take a good hard look at ourselves in the recording studio. Take a good hard look at yourself.
I don't like this mirror, Mason.
Well, too bad. We need it in here.
Please leave a like. In coming back into this movie that everybody's seen 100 times,
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'll rewatch Predator.
Yeah.
Will I find anything else of interest in it that I missed? Not necessarily, but it's the easiest rewatch you'll ever do of a movie.
Oh, hell yeah, that's right. Never lets up for a second, you know?
No, it's just perfectly paced and cast. Came out at the exact right time. It's one of those movies like Back to the Future and whatever, where all the right bits were there at the right time, and if one of those things were off, you'd be like, this sucks.
You're talking about their biceps. All their biceps were there at the exact correct time.
They were.
From the big handshake to the big lasering the bicep off.
That's a good one.
You know?
Right at the bicep.
I mean, this is a movie that I'm sure a lot of people don't want to think about. They want to watch it. They want to switch the brain off. They don't want to think about it, because if they do think about it too hard, here's the moment to turn back, folks. If you don't want to think about the fact that this is a slasher movie and Arnold Schwarzenegger is the final girl.
Yes, he is.
You had your chance, folks. You had your chance to stop listening. But now that's in your head. I'm sure there's some people like, no, he's not. He is.
Yeah.
He is. Jesse Ventura's the cheerleader. And
Shane Black's the creep.
that's exactly right. You've got all your high school movie stereotypes.
Yep, your mean girls.
That's exactly right. They're all there, and they all get knocked off one by one by the big tough monster man, and until there's only one left who experiences pure terror and then triumphs eventually.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger going, ee, ah, ooh, ah, you know?
You know the moment where he's in the mud, and we'll talk about it?
Yeah.
He fully freezes up. Like, he doesn't think he's invisible. He panics and freezes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyways, this is directed by John McTiernan.
We've mentioned this before. He went to prison.
He did.
Look, number one, he directed some of the greatest action movies of all time, including Die Hard.
Yep.
But he also went to prison for that wiretapping thing.
Yeah,
it's in
exactly.
a previous video. You can check it out.
13th Warrior, where if you look at the comments, people are like, actually, this is the greatest movie ever made. No, it's not. I stand by it.
That's right.
I love the mythos behind the making of this movie. I think it's incredible. It was initially going to be, well, it was written by the Thomas brothers, and it was going to be a group of hunters from an alien planet coming to Earth. But that's expensive, obviously.
Just have one guy.
Exactly. And they cover that in later Predator movies, obviously.
Also, don't have an actual group of alien hunters come from another world. Just get a regular human man, put him in a costume. That's actually way cheaper.
Dude, how are you even going to get one of those to agree on film? They have to sign an NDA and all sorts of stuff.
That's
you know?
right.
What do they even eat? Goo? I don't know. Goo bugs?
We don't have much goo. We've got Yogo. Will that work? Here's the Yogo gorilla.
I love the team. It's hard to pick a favorite performance for me. Jesse Ventura, Carl Weathers, Sonny Landham. They apparently hired a bodyguard for him so he wouldn't hurt other people.
Whoa.
Well, the bodyguard was not to protect Sonny. The bodyguard was to protect other people from Sonny.
I don't know
Okay.
whether that's true necessarily, but it's a fun bit of lore
Absolutely.
to this universe. Like, was he really that bad? I mean, he's not really in anything else very mainstream after this, so maybe it was. I don't know.
Maybe it's just a case of like if you get a bunch of aggressive dogs.
Yeah, okay.
You know, all in the one room.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah. Or mean girls.
Or mean girls. You don't know which one's going to flip out. You know, start swinging that machete.
It's also similar to Aliens in the sense that, you know, what happens to the toughest of the tough when they're faced with a genuine threat. Like, some are able to just let loose. They're like, great, I love this actually. And some go crazy. But I love the excess of this movie, like the size of the men and the weapons. Like, they're used to just steamrolling everybody, and you get a scene which is just that.
Yeah, hell
which
yeah.
obviously sets up what's to come.
God, just every single time. If you're only going to watch one scene of this, and you don't want to think about how they're all cheerleaders and nerds and the final girl,
Yeah.
and they're being, you know, killed by a slasher, you want to watch that scene where they are just, it is just carnage. And
They're all commando.
Yeah. Here's a question to you. Do you think a mistake was made by putting the spaceship in the opening
I
sequence.
was going to talk about that because
I mean, obviously...
it's a question as old as time,
Isn't it?
Mason.
A question as old as time and a question as old as Terminator 2. Do you put clues in the trailer? Do you spoil the premise early on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you spoil the premise of Terminator 2 that the roles have been reversed and Arnie's the good guy in the second one? Obviously, they did in the marketing and everybody knew,
Yeah.
but wouldn't have blown people's minds if they were surprised.
Absolutely.
there. And it's the same thing with this.
You can still surprise a baby with that, though. A
so
baby
true.
hasn't seen Terminator
Yeah.
2.
Or a Gen Alpha.
Yeah,
You know,
fair
those guys, they don't even watch movies.
Nah, man.
But I mean, to, have a run of movies where these actors, Arnold Schwarzenegger in particular, are just these relentless steamrollers that can't be stopped, and you are filled with joy when they just
Doing their one-liners.
yes,
and
just cutting through just anonymous bad guys, and then you go, oh, Predator, is Arnold Schwarzenegger the Predator? And then you bring it in,
Yeah.
and then it's like, nah,
It's the crab-faced guy.
yeah,
What's he doing?
that's right.
This movie totally hits harder because of that. It also feels like, for me, the final word in this era of action movie. You know, the excess and whatever. And I guess, like, Hot Shots 2 did a similar thing. But it's a parody, obviously.
But obviously, Hot Shots 2 was at the forefront of everything. You could say that about any kind of movie, you know what I mean?
True,
Well, Hot
yeah.
Shots 2 did say the final word about this.
Yeah, I think, though, people do miss the point of this movie. Not always. But in terms of, like...
Oh, what's the point, James?
Well, there's a number of socio-political... no. Every guy in this is the guy from Commando. But the point is that is a worthless thing in this situation.
There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
Or a crab-faced man.
That's right.
He doesn't even have to be the biggest crab-faced man because he's the only one here.
That's right. There are bigger crab-faced men. They're in later movies. But this is also the perfect movie monster. Well, there's a few of them. There's a guy dry shaving. That's the perfect movie monster, obviously.
Ouch.
There's Shane Black and his obsession with his girlfriend's vagina. That's a movie monster in itself. But the Predator itself, if you do that reveal...
Yes.
And it sucks.
Yes.
Or subpar or not as good as you would want it to be.
Kind of silly looking.
Yeah, the whole thing falls apart. And it nearly did.
Is it the moment where the Predator is doing first aid on himself and the first aid kit contains what is very clearly like a bottle opener for a wine bottle that's just in there?
Yeah,
What's he
maybe.
using that for?
I
I
don't
guess
know.
celebrations after the
Of
fact.
course, yeah. It's probably a little vial of acid he pours on a skull or whatever.
No, I think he's cracking open that Pinot Gris.
He's doing good work. So even before you see it, you notice it's got a cloaking effect, which is a fairly simple effect, but it works incredibly well. You know when you see it drag Shane Black's body through the jungle and the jungle warps around it?
Yeah, I mean, you can do that on your phone now, but...
Yeah,
for the
I know.
time-
You always say that. You're so impressed by your phone, Mason. If you love your phone so much, why don't you look at your phone all the time, including before you go to bed?
Sorry, what was that? I was on my phone.
So just quickly how they did it. It's a red suit.
Okay.
That's in contrast to the green jungle, which means you can then key it out. They would film the scene with the red suit in, with the foliage moving. And then they'd film it again in the red suit with like a 30% wider lens.
Oh.
And then when you combine the two, it gets that kind of warbling
Edge
effect.
effect.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Which is great.
When are we going to talk about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Right, now we are, Mason.
Okay, terrific.
Do you remember that bit where he did the splits on the truck?
The elephant in the room,
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Of course, I remember that time he did the splits on the truck and the splits on in his apartment when that
Yep.
guy shot at him with the taser.
Time Cop. We did that
Yeah.
this year as well.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
a big year for us looking at movies and then later being like, we already talked about that movie recently, don't you
That's
think?
right.
Yeah. So, yeah, Van Damme was the original Predator. He was in a suit which had like the backwards dog leg situation.
Okay.
Which negated his abilities in this because he is a very physical and like springy man.
Was he famous before this?
A little bit,
Okay.
but not. When was Bloodsport? Was after this, I believe. But yeah, he was like, well, I get to fight Arnold.
Yeah.
You know, he's the biggest movie star, and then I will also be the biggest movie star. And he was a
that's
big
right.
movie star for a time.
And then he would take the mask off and people would be like, a man from Brussels. This is terrifying.
So apparently, when he first saw the red suit, he was like, I don't like this alien design. And they're like, that's not the alien design. That's the,
Mr. Van Damme.
that's the invisible suit.
This is movie magic, Mr. Van Damme.
It just wasn't working. The suit wasn't working. He wasn't working. When they first saw the design, you've seen the original design, no doubt. It's a weird Bugman thing. It's nowhere near as interesting. So they got it redesigned by Stan Winston.
Stan Winston.
That's right, yeah. Also, Peter Cullen, voice of Optimus Prime, does the clicking.
Oh,
Yeah, that.
okay.
You don't like that?
No, I love that. But I mean, like, with his mouth or with castanets or
No,
does he have
he
tap shoes on?
He had done a bunch of screaming because he'd worked on King Kong.
Mate, we've all done a bunch of screaming, all right? We've all got stuff going
Yeah, but he
on.
did it for work.
Oh, okay,
Was
right.
it King Kong he did? I can't remember. But it basically wrecked his voice. So he was like, oh, I'll do this kind of dying horseshoe crab kind of thing. And that's where the Predator click comes from. So Kevin Peter Hall is the Predator in this. He's like 7 foot plus. He's actually the helicopter pilot at the end. You see him later in person. He did reprise his role in Predator 2, but he of course died of HIV from a blood transfusion after being in a car accident.
That's right.
So yeah, that sucked, obviously. But he's the Predator. I don't think there's a better The Predator. Physically, the performance, like the look of the suit, the face, all of it. This is the best one, I feel. Yeah. Some great deaths. Carl Weathers losing an arm, probably my favorite.
That's right.
But it also has Mason.
Yes.
It's got a minigun minute.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so it's time for you to talk about your favorite segment. Actually, don't talk about the segment, just do the segment.
Oh, yes.
It's called Meso's Minigun Minute.
That's correct.
Where if there's a minigun in a movie, you talk about whether you like it or not.
For a minute.
Yeah.
And does that include this intro bit? Maybe. Look.
Set the clock, unless the clock's already started.
Look, points in its favor, this is the minigun.
Yes.
You just take it off a helicopter, because that's why it's called a minigun. For people who don't know, it's not mini,
No, it's
but it's
big.
also not ironic. It's the miniature version of the one they put on fighter planes, right? So it's the one you would normally mount on a helicopter, but Jesse Ventura, we've mounted it here on a man. Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
And then later, Bill Duke. So what is interesting about this scene is that it's got most of the gubbins that you would actually need to fire that.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like it actually does have the enormous box of ammo on the back. It's got the power
that minute's ticking down, Mason.
It's got the power pack you would need. And what's interesting is like subsequent movies, they're like, we love the idea of this.
Yeah.
But it's kind of awkward. So let's just strip bits off. So like in a lot of movies that feature something like this, a lot of the time they've just got the minigun with nothing else.
Yeah,
like
or it's mounted. Or
how would it even work kind of thing. But I'll tell you what, the scene of chaos and carnage where he just rips through people in the village, incredible stuff. I would have liked to see more, people being obliterated. When somebody gets hit by a minigun, and I've never seen it for real, obviously, you'd want it to be like...
cut in half.
Like the guy in RoboCop.
Yeah.
In the boardroom scene.
Absolutely.
It's pretty good. But then later, of course, he hits nothing with it.
Yeah.
In the forest. So 0 out of 10.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
They should have, well, I think they do hit the Predator because there's some blood, but we don't see that till much later.
0 out of 10.
I'm with you, man. Phew, just under a minute.
Phew.
You did it. There's a muddy showdown.
Yeah.
I love it. I think another thing people forget about when you're going up against the Predator, unless you're Danny Glover who fist fight him in another movie.
That's right.
It doesn't matter how big you are. The biggest man on Earth gets fucking ragdolled by a regular Predator.
That's right.
So it's always about your smarts. It's always about outwitting. It doesn't matter whether you're a teeny tiny little person or a giant big muscle man.
Come on, man. I don't know if you're credit where credit's due, but I don't think a teeny tiny little person could take on the Predator.
No, but it's about outsmarting.
It is. No,
like the
true.
difference in strength between...
I'll grant you a teeny tiny little person, but maybe they've got some Claymore mines or something.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, if you look at the protagonist in Prey,
yes, that's
and
right.
Arnold in this, the difference in strength doesn't really make a difference.
Correct, you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But Danny Glover's character does. He can do it. I don't know why. That's Predator 2.
Because he's from New York, baby.
It might be, yeah.
Or wherever that
or LA
movie's
or
set.
whatever.
He's from LA, baby.
But the mask off it's so good.
Yes.
And the design of that, Stan Winston, he got the idea for the Predator. He saw a painting of a Rastafarian warrior in Joel Silver's office.
Okay.
Who produced this. And he was sitting, I think it was on a plane with James Cameron, and he was sketching designs, and James Cameron went, I'd like to see a creature with mandibles. And Stan Winston's like, I can steal that because you didn't write that down. I'm writing it down now.
But actually, James Cameron was just asking the stewardess for something. Because you can ask for anything. If
can.
you're a Hollywood celebrity in first class, you can be like, I'd like to see a creature with mandibles,
Yeah.
please. Very good.
I love also that the Predator has different vision spectrums. He's got the ones in the mask, obviously, more in later movies. But when he takes off his actual mask, that guy can't see shit.
Yeah.
Like, he is blind, basically. I think that's why he has all the stuff.
Do you think his entire culture is overcompensating for having bad vision?
Yeah, they're severely disadvantaged ocularly.
That's
I
true.
feel. Everything else great. I mean, that's why he got crushed by a big log. You didn't see the big log, idiot?
Well, a big log doesn't produce any heat, does it?
Exactly.
That's what you need. You can be a teeny tiny little person with a big cold log.
Mason, I want to introduce a segment.
Oh, yes.
It's called Who's the Fairest Predator of Them All?
Oh, yes.
We're going to be doing this every week, and I feel like this is the baseline of a predator.
This feels very superficial, James, and judgmental.
What are you talking about?
I think this is a slippery slope to introducing unrealistic body standards for predators.
I think that's fine. We're
me
allowed
too.
to judge them. They're weird alien people.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so which is the sexiest?
Okay. I mean, if we're doing a tier list, a John McTiernan list.
Thank you.
He went to prison. I mean, this obviously has to be...
It'd be up there, right?
It's up there for... I mean,
Fishnet or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a bit sexy.
But if we're talking about as in fair, as in like how they fight, how they operate.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because for people who... For a lot of these movies...
Yeah.
For the mythos surrounding the Predator universe, or the Yautja, I think
Yeah.
they're called, they're all about honor and they're all about integrity and whatever. But almost all the time, they're always like, oh, gosh, I'm going to set off a big bomb. So
exactly.
maybe if I can't win, nobody can win.
Yeah.
I'm a predator.
I'm invisible. I'm going to shoot you from up a tree.
Exactly.
Dude, come on, man.
Yeah. Okay, well, this one doesn't kill the young lady.
No.
'Cause she's not armed. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty standard procedure.
Yep.
I think there are predators that do. in
Absolutely,
subsequent,
yeah.
Subsequent media.
They're
so
like
that's-
people. Some are dogs.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and it depends what the mission is.
Hmm.
You know, we've talked about the AVP movies, and in the second one of that, there's one who just does cleanup. So he'll kill anything. He doesn't care, that one.
He's had a gutful.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, you got a shoulder-mounted cannon which shoots where you look. You got a wrist spike.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is... Because it's the baseline, I think everything else is going to be judged on, are they more fair or less fair than this one?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say it for the moment, this is the fairest predator of them all.
Absolutely.
And hell of a looker.
You ain't wrong, brother. Hate to see him go in that explosion. Love to watch him leave.
So, speaking of the explosion, people have talked about how did Dutch outrun the blast radius. Apparently...
Just really fast.
Yeah, just really fast. Apparently, it's 300 city blocks. I mean, you see from a distance in this.
Did they establish that in the subsequent movie? Or
I
people
believe
just...
it is, yeah.
Okay.
And also, it can be adjusted. So the Predator won't necessarily do 300 city blocks, but I guess they normally just be like, what do I care?
Yeah.
I don't care about this at all. But also, if you look at this closely, he does duck behind that tree.
Oh, well, then that's perfect.
You know, because, you know, when the explosion clears and the forest is, like, burnt down, he's in the radius.
That is true.
It's a bit of math for you.
I mean, we never see him again after this, except possibly in some expanded media that I don't remember.
Yeah, video games and comics and whatever.
I mean, maybe...
Oh, no, he's been frozen.
Was he?
He's in the Predator animated movie recently.
Oh, yeah.
They time freeze him.
Well, maybe they had to time freeze him because he was so incredibly irradiated, he was going to turn to slush.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, but before he got off that helicopter at the
Yeah.
end of this movie. So, I don't know. Maybe it did work. Maybe it worked real well.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's nuclear, though, either, as far as I'm aware.
What is it then?
It's just a big bang. Anyways, you know what it's time for?
What's the time for?
It's time for Trivia Tour. Whatever. You know?
Oh, come on, man.
Well, people, you know, they make fun of me. They say, why didn't you say trivia or whatever? Or they'll be like, you clearly missed this. I'm missing it on purpose, idiot.
So-
Don't make me go back to green trivia. I'll fucking do it. Jesse Ventura, you probably heard this. He was delighted to find out from the wardrobe department that his arms were 1 inch bigger than Arnold's.
That made Jesse Ventura feel pretty good.
Uh-oh.
He then suggested that they measure arms and the winner would get a bottle of champagne.
Oh.
Ventura lost, though, because Schwarzenegger, he told the wardrobe department to tell Ventura that his arms were bigger. Tricked. Classic on-set prank.
God, but these Hollywood types, they love
Yeah.
their pranks, don't they?
They certainly do. Also, everybody was constantly working out all the time. The main cast. Maybe not Shane Black, who wrote some of this, and then a later one. We'll talk about it. Carl Weathers, though, he pretended he didn't work out at all. He was like, just built like this.
Classic prank.
He'd go to the gym, and if someone was there, he'd leave and then come back. A couple of people in this movie are actual Vietnam vets.
Oh, yes.
Richard Shaves, Poncho, and also Jesse Ventura. They served in the Vietnam War. Jesse Ventura said it was fun going back to this kind of thing, but not being shot at in the Vietnam War.
I think that would be fun by contrast, sure.
By contrast, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mythbusters, they actually myth-busted the mud thermal covering.
Oh.
So it works initially, but very quickly your body heat will heat up the mud and you will be visible
To the Predator.
to the Predator,
Yeah.
which means the Predator's technology, like shit.
They probably built it using their while using regular vision,
Yeah.
and therefore it's bad because their vision's bad.
Yeah, that's right. So on a budget of between 15 and 18 million.
Not bad.
It made 98.3.
Not bad.
So yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Predator, you seen it?
Probably.
I'm asking you.
I have seen it.
I've also seen it.
First time actually watching doing this video.
Wow.
Do you know, Mason, we have something called bigsandwich.co?
I know.
Where we, yeah, but listen.
All right.
I know you know, but there's a bunch of bonus stuff going on
What
there.
you're saying, there's always more rubes
That's right.
That's right.
Always.
that we can catch in this net.
Yeah. I want to play the Alien vs. Predator arcade game.
Oh, yes.
That'll be exclusive on there. We've already done a commentary on the movie Predator, if you do want to check it out.
That's right.
Remember that one, Mason?
Vaguely.
Vaguely, yeah. And of course, early videos go up there, including next week's. Here's a hint.
Is a Predator 2.
It's Predator 2, Mason.
Wow.
How did you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you say unfairly maligned Predator 2?
I mean, at least it's somewhat different.
It is.
It's been a while, but definitely not the worst Predator movie.
And it adds to the lore.
It adds to the lore. More stuff, more discs and shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much to Ben and Lawrence for the edit.
Thank you, Ben and Lawrence.
And we'll see you on the next one.
We ending like that now with
That's
a
a
clap?
clap for Ben and a clap for Lawrence.
That's great.
And they get money.
Sure. But now they know they've got claps.
Yeah.
They probably could take less money.
Totally.
All right, grab that jam, guys. We'll see you next week.